Congratulations to Dr. Libby Doggett for winning the 6th annual Phyllis Richards Austin Icon for Children Award in the Community Professional category. Libby was nominated by Dr. Phyllis Richards herself. She spent her career as an advocate and leader for early childhood. Libby is always among the first to step up and tackle an issue for the sake of improving the lives of children. For example, she's a national speaker on early childhood education and policy. She was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Policy and Learning for the U.S. Department of Education under the Obama administration. Libby's now back in Austin working as an early learning expert and consultant. Her enthusiasm and knowledge in the field inspires collaborations and real progress that are matched with results on both the local and national level. And lastly, Libby has been a longtime supporter of Austin Child Guidance Center and children's mental health. She served on the board alongside Phyllis Richards, where she was instrumental in creating policies and procedures for the agency. Libby, will you please take the stage alongside Sarah Swords, our board president?
I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm honored to present this award to Libby Doggett. We love honoring our community professionals. Libby knows really what children and families go through in Austin and around the country, having worked at a local level and a national level. And we love that you've been connected with our agency for such a long time. So congratulations as the community professional. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank each of you for coming tonight and for really supporting Austin Child Guidance. It has been a part of my life since I was 26, so I'm delighted that you're spending your time and your bucks here because there is a great cause. I also want to thank my wonderful family that's over here. I have a wonderful husband. Many of you know him, Lloyd Doggett. And many of you also know my daughters, Lisa and Kathy Doggett, because they're very active in the community, and then their husbands, Brian Walters and Don Williams. Don actually works at the Dell Children's Hospital. And I'm very, very excited to have Ella Williams, my oldest granddaughter, here celebrating with us. So thank you all for coming. And then there are just many friends that have come out to honor Ryan and to honor me, and we really appreciate that and your support. Really, there's nobody that's more surprised than me for me to be getting this award. Because when I came to the University of Texas many years ago, the intention of my parents was that I would do well, study hard, graduate in 4 years, and marry well. I did that. I never really had a discussion with them about what I would do with my life in terms of a career. My mother had not worked, and it just wasn't really expected. But Phyllis Richards changed all that. And so my deepest regret tonight is that Phyllis can't be here. Because in the middle of my senior year, I was sitting there studying for finals, thinking about what I was going to do, and I realized what I wanted to do was work with very young children. But I had no idea what that entailed, what kind of degree that would be, where that would take me. And someone said, go over and meet with Phyllis Richards. And so, of course, she was easy to get an appointment with. She welcomed me to her office, and she allowed me to take all the courses that were offered in child development that last semester of my senior year, even though I didn't have the prerequisites. So then she helped me craft a master's program and later on a PhD program. And as Sarah mentioned and Russell mentioned, we were on the board at ACGC together. And so she has been an instrumental part of my life and certainly my career trajectory. I might be doing something totally different if she hadn't been so welcoming. I have learned so much and gained so much from every move I've had, starting off as a first grade bilingual teacher at Ortega Elementary, working at an early intervention program out in the Hill Country called Homespun, working at the National Head Start Association, and then, of course, most recently, probably my proudest moment was to be appointed by the President Obama, to be his early learning person at the Department of Education, working with Arnie Duncan and then John King. And in that role, I got to see, thank you. In that role, I got to actually work with states on the Race to the Top Early Learning Challenge, helping them craft their early childhood systems. Unfortunately, Texas wasn't one of them. And then I worked with another group of states. Unfortunately, Texas wasn't one of those either. Designing a preschool program where the teachers were paid the same as K-12 teachers, and that was quite exciting for us. So I've had a wonderful, wonderful career, and I really do feel like much of it was because of Phyllis Richards. As Sarah said, I was on the board in 1973, appointed because my husband had just been elected the state senator, and there was a board position for the state senator's wife back then. So very, very green, with a brand new baby, a husband who'd just taken a new job. I just quit a job and was working on my PhD. I took on a seat at the board, and I learned so much. It was a time of turmoil, and what I learned from that is when you have a strong organization, an incredible board like ACGC has always had, an incredible staff, and I hope you've met the staff tonight because they're just so wonderfully dedicated. If you have a great board, a great mission, and wonderful staff, even if you have a turnover in executive directors, and we went through 3 during my tenure, you will land well, and we did. Now, particularly, we're so fortunate to have such strong leadership. So thank you for being here. Thanks to Phyllis for making such a difference in my life. And thanks to ACGC for what you did for me, but also for what you do for our community. Thank you all very much.
Thanks again to Libby and to both Libby and Ryan for being such great icons for children.